Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Warning: this video is an open and frank discussion about H.R. Giger and his art. This video may contain discussions and/or images of violence, sexual situations, and drug use. Viewing beyond this point is a choice you have made, and you take responsibility for that choice. Thank you, and please have a nice day. Warning: this video contains images of artwork created by H.R. Giger. These images are known to make some people uncomfortable. Proceed at your own risk.
Hello and welcome to this video. I hope you're doing well. Hope the universe is treating you well, and I hope everything is going good for you. If you noticed, we had a whole bunch of warnings at the beginning of this video, and that is because we are discussing H.R. Giger or Giger. I'm not sure which is the correct pronunciation. I think Giger, looking him up on the internet, it shows the pronunciation. It shows it as G-H-E-E-G-E-R, Giger. So I will say that that's the preferred. It's a German. It says it's a German pronunciation. So Giger may just be the Americanization of it. Giger was an artist, a very, very interesting artist. I had the opportunity, as being a free spirit and figuring out a thing called interlibrary loan as a kid, to get a hold of Giger's art books through the Copper's Cove Public Library, through interlibrary loan. And I was immersed in a lot of his, and after watching the Alien movie, which in my videos for the original Ridley Scott Alien movie, I somehow talked my mom into taking me to see that movie, but I was fascinated by his work, and my mom had a subscription to, I want to say, Time magazine. It was and they had an article about that time. It may not have been Time. It may have been some other magazine, but my brain keeps saying Time magazine. But they had an article about Giger, and that's how I found out he designed the Alien. And he's just, his art style just fascinated me. And as I got older and started to realize what I was looking at, it even intrigued me more. At 9 years old, I had just started figuring out that I liked girls and girl cooties weren't bad, but I was still young enough to not know why they weren't bad. And as I got older and went through puberty and all, a lot of Giger's art made sense. A lot of his work is unnerving to a lot of people. It sure as hell ain't Rembrandt or Picasso. Hell, some of Giger's stuff makes Dolly's art look normal. So yeah. His art style is listed as biomechanical. And that's that's a good description. He was born in 1940, February 5th, and he died May 12th, 2014. Man lived a decent life. He is, like I said, he designed the stuff for the original Alien movie. And what's interesting is James Cameron, who did Aliens, has since said that his own arrogance, that Cameron's own arrogance, his own hubris, led him to blow Giger off for doing designs for the second movie. Even though the second movie was well received and well liked, Cameron, as far as I know, to this day, regrets not bringing Giger on board. Yeah, he lived in Zurich with his wife, Carmen Maria. I can't pronounce her. Yeah, Carmen Maria Giger. Her maiden name is Schefele. I am not going to try to pronounce that because I will butcher the hell out of it, and I don't want to disrespect a woman like that. He was, before he married his wife, he was in a relationship with a Swiss actress, Li Tobler, Li, first name, last name, Tobler. He was in a very healthy relationship with her. Oh, I don't know. I should say healthy relationship. I should say he was in a romantic relationship. That's a better terminology. Until she unalived herself in 1975. I hate that term, unalive, but it is one of those things that, one of those euphemisms we have to use on YouTube. And his art, like I said, it's listed as biomechanical. And he started in college or university, I guess, being European, studied architecture and industrial design, and that's what based his art. His first success was he did a poster for H&H Kunst in 1969, which kind of got him on the European map. And the artists in your artist types in America and Europe and stuff, but pretty much that's what hit with the got him on the map in Europe and started the ball rolling toward his eventual discovery, celebration, emergence. I think emergence would be a good word. I like the word emergence in describing Giger. He was working with Jabberowski on Dune when he was Dan O'Bannon met him, and when the Jabberowski's Dune fell through and Scott was going to picked up Alien and they were going to do Alien, Dan O'Bannon is the one, I believe, who I think Scott had met Giger, but wasn't in Giger's mind, wasn't in the full front of Scott's mind when they were starting to storyboard Alien. And it was Dan O'Bannon. I believe that's it. I believe that's how that went. I'd have to dig up some notes and to know for sure. It's I talked about it in my Alien video. So yeah, it's I've read, and I agree with some of the descriptions of his artwork. It has been described as nightmarish, horrifying, and he did it all airbrush. From what my research has pulled up. A lot of it was monochromatic, meaning black and white. And the biomechanical influence, sexuality, is very prominent. There's a lot of sex in his work. There's a lot of dark I don't want to use satanic because satanic is overused in this country. Same with demonic, just dark influences. If you want to think in terms of satanic or demonic, go ahead. But it's not. It's overused. It's become such a cliche in America, especially after the satanic panic of the 80s. But he was also a really good friend with a man you may have heard of by the name of Timothy Leary. For those Gen Xers out there, and some of your younger baby boomers know, well, most of your baby boomers should know who Timmy Leary is. And some of us older Xers know who Timmy Leary is. There might be some millennials and what have you that know who Timmy Leary was, but he was also inspired by Salvador Dali, Ernest Fuchs, F-U-C-H-S, Fuchs. And he took some influence from the Dado movement, D-A-D-O. So, yeah. He can be, for lack of a better term, a lot of Giger stuff is different. Different, yes. We use different. Like I said, I really enjoy his artwork, but I was corrupted at an early age. And that kind of just reinforced it, and it's my understanding now that things of that nature through interlibrary alone, they check ages. They have age, you have to be a certain age to get these books through interlibrary alone. Another book that I hadn't gotten through interlibrary alone was Nympho and Other Maniacs. Which is a good read. It's interesting. It's kind of crazy. But I'm getting away from the main subject. But yeah. Like I said, it had an impact on how I see things, how the world is shaped. When you see something, when there are things, when I see them and they register in my brain, I'll make note of it, especially if it's strange or weird or out there. Then when I get time, I'll sit and process it And one of the artists that my brain compares it to is Giger. And it's, there's a lot of things out there. If you ever get a chance to go to San Angelo has this beautiful area in the downtown on the square area of open air art. And there's open air art out there. You see it, and you look at it and go, oh, okay, that's kind of, you initially look at it and go, oh, it's got this, Western, West Texas feel. But when you look at it, when you really look at it, you're like, oh, these elements of Giger. And it's just, there's also elements of different other artists. So yeah, but when you start looking at things, especially like cyberpunk art, that Giger's DNA is in that. Do a Google search. Go click on the art, do a Google search for cyberpunk art, click on images and scroll through, and you'll find that that no matter how different it is, it still has that Giger DNA in it. That weird, sexual, dark vibe to it. It's there. It's going to be there. It's one of those things that Giger was doing this stuff before a lot of us were swimming around our father's sacks. So, it's wonderful. But you have to be a special kind of crazy, I think. I don't think normal people are supposed to like Giger stuff, to be honest with you. I don't think the normies are meant for that. I think you've got to be in a fairly decent, not small pigeonhole, but medium-sized pigeonhole of weird, corrupted, insane to really enjoy his work. I know my wife, and I love my wife to death, but there are certain aspects of his art that just weird her out to no end. So, it is what it is, and it's one of those differences where you may not like it, you may not enjoy it, but you need to be thankful that somebody did it. Somebody put it out there to keep the status quo in check. And that's what a lot of it is. It's just keeping the status quo in check, reminding them that they're not the only game in town. So yeah, that's my views and thoughts and ideas on Giger. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it didn't weird you out too much. Until next time, be a good human. Be good to other humans. Peace.
Hey, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?